Welcome to the Kings of the Village. I'm Stephion, episode 51. And this time we have some heartbreaking news. You know, this past weekend, thousands, some 50 plus thousand young people decided to go out and have a good time. Families saved money, people flew in and decided that they wanted to go out and support their favorite rapper. 8 individuals did not return home. And a little young boy, 8-year-old, who was out with his father to see his favorite rapper, cling to his life in a hospital today. 8 people will never, ever get to see their families for this Thanksgiving, this Christmas, or forever. And this little boy who is clinging for his life after seeing his favorite rapper was trampled on, stepped on, and left for dead. Meanwhile, while Travis Scott, millionaire, decided that he thought it was cute and that it was a good time for him to continue on with the show, while people screamed and yelled out that something was going on. One person climbing to the top of a cameraman's tower begging for them to stop the show. You might know that cameramen have microphones and earpieces that can talk directly with the powers that be. For somebody to get to Travis Scott's ear to say, hey, people are dying out here. He did stop for a brief period, but then performed another 30 minutes as chaos continued to erupt at his concert. Now, many of you be like, oh, well, stuff happens and these people, they decided to pack in. But this guy has been in this situation 3 other times, for a total of 4 times when things of this nature has happened, when he opened the doors and packed it in and kept performing as people were passing out and dying. Let that sink in. I'm going to play a story from WYFF, an NBC4 affiliate, and we'll talk on the other side of this.
Astroworld, a 2-day music festival headlined and organized by rapper Travis Scott, with tens of thousands of people packed in to party. Now, a criminal investigation after the crowd surged toward the stage, crushing people up front.
There was just nowhere to go and no air to breathe.
There were pleas to stop the concert.
I was right next to a pretty strong chant of stop the show and help us.
Dozens were hurt and at least 8 people were killed. But how did this happen?
That's the question that we're working feverishly to determine. We want to look at every single detail, looking at the site plans, the security plans, talking with the producers of this concert, Live Nation.
One concert goer who says he was knocked down and trampled filed a lawsuit against Travis Scott, entertainment company Live Nation, and concert promoter Score, among others, saying they, quote, made the conscious decision to let the show go on despite the extreme risks of harm to concert goers, pointing to people being trampled in a stampede through the gate earlier in the day, along with incidents at other Travis Scott concerts. He says he's in shock, too.
I'm honestly just devastated.
I'm Britt Conway, reporting.
Now, he said he's devastated, as he should be. What he needs to be more concerned about is how much prison time he is going to serve. There is not enough powers, in my opinion, that be for the Kanye West and the West and the Kris Jenners and the Kim Kardashians, enough power for them to put together to save this guy. He has shown a pattern of reckless behavior that needs to be properly dealt with. Kim on Facebook went on today and made a comment about how devastated that she is, and she's praying for the families, and how devastated Travis Scott is. I love that Kris Jenner is having Kim Kardashian West do the dirty work. How disgusting of a stunt this family is trying to pull. They go to no lengths to try to protect their own. He's got some 18 Probably 19 to 20 lawsuits filed against him, one that you heard about in the report from NBC4. And no amount of money is going to bring this family back. Comments like, I can't breathe. There is no air and no space to breathe. Because once you're in these outdoor concert halls, you're pretty much stuck. Even if you are trapped in field trap, there's no turning away from that. You are literally stuck in the middle of a crowd at that point. 50,000+ people swallowed in a hole to see him, and he does nothing to stop it. One mistake maybe, but not four. He has no contingency plans to save people, nothing in place for security, but yet this city is so money hungry to put on shows that they did very little to stop it. The city and the state are also and should also be held accountable for this. Not just him, but all of them. It is outrageous to me to think that you could put on a show and not have all safety measures in place, but you want to host an event with 50,000+ young people. No way for people to get out. No exit strategy. People can't breathe. What about a fire? What's the plan to evacuate that? What if there's a mass shooting? What's the evacuation plan? Are the middle aisles left open? The right, the side, the front? What's the fire escape plan? There was none in place. But yet, the city, the fire marshal, the state decided, in the middle of a pandemic, mind you, in the middle of a pandemic, it's a good idea to host a show of 50,000+ kids and adults with no contingency plan to escape. And there you have it. Tragedy. Yeah, it's sad. But what is the takeaway? What do we learn from this? Obviously nothing, because shit like this continues to happen. With little to no one being held accountable. Other than, we're going to throw some money your way. But these people will never see their families again. Meanwhile, Travis Scott and the West family and the Kardashian family will go on about business. They will host their $1 million Thanksgiving, go Christmas shopping if they haven't already, and will go on about their day. And then he has the nerve to release a statement. He's devastated and he's going to refund everybody. What the fuck does that mean? You damn right you're going to refund everybody for that disastrous performance you put on. You didn't keep your people saved. These people looked up to you, they honored you, and they paid hefty fees to go see you, and some paid a price. The ultimate price. Death. Everybody who died was under the age of 25. You understanding? These young lives cut short to go see a show. Probably save their allowance, their money, the little jobs they did have. The one last thing they wanted to do before the holidays. Or maybe this was their holiday gift from their parents. And all cut short because the adults that were supposed to be trusted, the authorities who were in positions of power to keep these young kids, young adults safe, failed them once again. Travis Scott has a record of doing stuff like this. 4 other incidents leading up to poor behavior. 4 times that he did this. And now saying that he's going to refund all the attendees. And cancels the day of the Vegas show. Well, you think? Of course he's going to cancel that show. I wouldn't allow him and his team to perform anywhere. Live Nation wouldn't put on a show for me in my state or at my stadium. They're too much of a liability. I wouldn't have him do anything because he has proven over and over again that he is not fit to be able to put on a show of any magnitude while keeping people safe. Or maybe, hell, he just doesn't care. All we know is that he continued to perform 32 minutes in after the show was stopped. The show continued on and on again. Maybe he just didn't know, or maybe he just didn't care. It is unbelievable, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not unbelievable. Because like I said before, he's done it before. He'll do it again. And I'm just tired of celebrities getting this slap on the wrist or paying these hefty fines or not so hefty fines. I think something has to happen beyond this. We have to go further. He needs to be charged with manslaughter. And fine, let Kim Kardashian West represent him. But I hope they hand this to him. I hope he gets the law of the land handed to him. I hope he gets manslaughter handed to that ass. And the most you can do is say you're devastated and you're going to cancel the show that's coming up in Vegas. That's it? What, 8 people are dead? 25 others are hanging on for dear life, and this little boy in the hospital hanging on for dear life. 8 people under the age of 25 gone because they decided not to protect them. That is manslaughter. It is time for us to stop throwing money at bad decisions, poor behaviors, a lack of proper planning to protect people. It is outrageous to think that we're in the 21st century with all the technology, engineers, safety people, certified safety people, state regulations, that we cannot protect the citizens of these United States. We're not a third world country, but we continue to perform the way we are. We keep saying we're the best place to be, the richest company, the richest country, the smartest people. But yet, we can't put on a damn show without killing somebody over and over again. We can't send our kids to school and they be made to feel safe. And then it's not one place. It's New York, Chicago, Houston, LA, Kansas City had an incident in schools today where they had to evacuate the schools and parents don't know what the hell's going on. With all the stuff that we continue to see, we have no securities put in place to protect these innocent victims. You can't go to school anymore. Can't get on a fucking plane anymore. You can't do anything. Hell, you can't even go to church without being killed. We have knowledge, firsthand information. We have a playbook of things that we have put together, and we still don't follow it. You know why? Because, this couldn't happen to us. And you know what? When these people wake up tomorrow, when the families wake up tomorrow, guess what? People will still be planning for Black Friday. People will still be planning for vacation. There will be podcasts like this that will continue to go on that will express outrage and condolences. There will be shows and movie deals still made. Travis Scott will still get to go home and fuck his wife or his girl. I don't know if they're married. My point is, life will go on, but for these 8 victims, their life is no more. For these 25 people who are injured and probably countless others that we don't even know about yet, their life will change forever. And not just the 8 lives lost, it's the families of the 8 victims. What about their Thanksgiving? What about the rest of their lives? What about their holidays? They're planning funerals right now. That's what they're doing. People in college. People just got out of college. Under the age of 25. All dead. Because the people, the promoters, the security, the state, the fire marshals, take it to the mayor and the governor, who clearly don't enforce regulations in their cities, are responsible. You have blood on your hand. And no, I don't think it's too harsh. I dare you, leave me an email and comment saying that, and we can fight that thing out. I'll bring you on the show because I want to know how you think he should not be slapped with manslaughter. Did he intentionally kill anybody? No. But he made it happen. He has blood on his hands. He didn't stop the show, and he didn't put the proper measures in place to ensure that these people were safe. He owns the show. He is the co-owner of this thing, and he should be held to the highest standard. If it went well, he would be congratulated, right? If he brought the city the most money, the most ticket sales of the century, we would be boasting and celebrating. So why can't we do the same when he's at fault for doing something equally as devastating? We can't give these people a break because it then makes it okay. You can't be complicit in this matter. You can't be silent about this. You should be equally as outraged as I am and the victim's family. You think they're sitting there like, well, let's give him another chance. He didn't mean it. No. They do not get their son or daughter back. There's no turning back from dead. You should be able to go to a venue, a park, a symphony, a movie theater, a graduation, to church, and you should be able to feel safe. This shouldn't even be a question or a conversation. I don't get it. The reason I'm really upset about all this is because it continues to happen over and over again. He is allowed to put on the show again. I just don't know how you find out that something's going on and you continue to let the show play out. The Houston police chief, Troy Finner, Finner, is defending letting the show play on, saying, his words, not mine, that an abrupt halt could have caused a riot, but noted that the festival was not undermanned and that the number of officers on hand should have been sufficient to handle a crowd of 50,000 under normal circumstances. So then why was that not the case? Troy Finner, why was that not the case? The police chief says normally we could handle a crowd of 50,000 plus. Well, if that were the case, where were your provisions? Oh, yeah, exactly. My point. Where were the provisions? Anybody know? Didn't think so. I mean, there's nothing anybody can say. We normally could. Well, why didn't you? There were no. If you've seen the crowd, go watch the video. Anywhere, it's everywhere. Just go watch it. There was no way out of there. It was a death trap. I am surprised more people didn't get killed and hurt. Just 25, and not just. My apologies. Didn't mean it like that. 25, but I can't believe there weren't a lot more casualties and injuries. It should have been sufficient, but Troy, it was not, because y'all didn't plan for it. You and your team was probably, like many of the people there, enjoying the music and not paying attention. Then you got 50,000 young people in this death trap with no aisles, no sidewalks, no way out, probably intoxicated, high off of whatever young kids are smoking, drinking, partaking in, edibles, no matter, no, you don't even know. I mean, jam-packed in a pandemic. Little girls could have been touched, fondled, kidnapped, raped, taken away, beaten, robbed. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what these investigations are going to find. We're looking into it, is all everybody wants to continue to say. Oh, we're working on it. We'll figure it out. But first, let me go to the store and get my fucking turkey for Thanksgiving. We'll figure it out. We're working on it. While a family of the 9-year-old boy in a coma awaits to see if their child is going to make it. The family of a 9-year-old boy who was medically induced in a coma due to his injuries he got from the festival has filed a negligent lawsuit against Travis Scott and Live Nation. The 9-year-old boy in a coma, and the family waits. They wait to see if this little boy will survive. He is currently in a coma on life support. He has brain damage, severe severe injury to his liver. This was a young boy. His life will change forever. Let that sink in. I'm not going to yell and rush through this thing because I want you to hear what that is. Severe brain damage. Severe damage to his kidneys. 9 years old. Remember when you were 9? Do you know any 9-year-olds how much they weigh? This boy was stepped on, toppled over, and nobody could even get to him. Head crushed. 50,000 shoes, boots, people running. And he gets lost in the mix. Couldn't hold on to his father's hand any longer. Let go. Fell down. His young, fragile, 43-pound body crushed. Liver severely damaged. Brain damaged. He is now in an induced coma on life support while they wait in preparation for the holidays to see if he's going to make it, while 8 others are dead. And Travis Scott gets to go home to his 20,000 square foot mansion in the hills, and Kim Kardashian West puts out a state on how much they're fucking devastated, and so is Travis Scott. Let the dirty work begin, because you know what? The Kardashians are coming for each of the families. Let us settle outside of court and give you $1 million. Nope. We're not taking it. We want to see jail time. Live Nation and their staff, the security who failed the city, prison time is what I want to see. Not $1 million check. Prison time. What is $1 million going to do for my young child who lies in the freezer waiting for an autopsy and burial plans? And you want to offer me a measly check to say I'm sorry and I'm devastated and sorry for your loss as you go back and prepare for your beautiful Thanksgiving dinner in the hills or in Cabo. Fuck you. It is time that people be held accountable. It is just time for it. And if you're not outraged, you're not human. If you don't have control of your concert, stop doing them. If you don't have an earpiece in and somebody's not talking to you, the cameraman in the sky, they all have mics because they're waiting on the direction of somebody to tell them where to point that damn camera at. You don't have a crew that can pan across the sky, across the concert. look for these things, look for bad behavior, they can say, hey, cameraman 2, look at this, check this out, and report it back to the artist and say, stop the damn show, turn all the lights on. That is irresponsible. You, Travis Scott, Live Nation, and the powers that be of the state and city, fire marshal, police, security, you have blood on your hands. And that is just a fact. No escaping that. You have blood on your hands, and you should be held to the highest standard in the court of law of these United States. Manslaughter should be the charge that they give him. Go check out these other stories. We'll stay on top of it. We'll be back for more updates, if at all possible, if we have any more information as this case develops. And a few other stories to tell you about on the next episode of Kings of the Village. I am Stephion. If you do not hear from me again before the holidays, I want you to go out and have a perfect Thanksgiving. You will certainly hear from me, hopefully, before Christmas. My condolences to the family and other families, the victims, the people that are in the hospitals now and clinging for life, the ones who are injured. And to the families, be as strong as you possibly can as we go into the holidays. And as always, no matter where you're at in the world, you too can be a king of your village. I'm Stephion.